Greetings, dear viewers. Today I would like to talk to you about some news regarding Doria Ragland, the mother of Prince Harry's consort. As you know, information has previously surfaced that Doria used drugs regularly in the past. There is a possibility that she continues to do so even now. There are also questions regarding the period when Doria was absent from the life of Prince Harry's consort. Some speculate that it was due to tax violations, others that it was due to drug law violations, and Doria was serving a prison sentence at the time. We don't know for sure exactly what happened. All we know is that she wasn't around during that period. I have explained previously that Doria Ragland is also a narcissist. An analysis of her behavior and actions over the years confirms various signs of narcissism: a sense of her own exclusivity, lack of emotional empathy, unwillingness to take responsibility for her actions, display of grandiosity, arrogant behavior, various manipulative techniques, disregard for boundaries, and other aspects indicative of narcissistic tendencies. The facts indicate that she is also a narcissist. New information recently surfaced online, dug up by Reddit users on a threaded forum dedicated to Prince Harry's wife. Someone hiding under the nickname Anonymous posted a message on another resource, and then this information was spread on the Reddit forum. I leave it to you to assess the reliability of this data yourself. However, as is often the case, narcissists are prone to wrongful behavior, and the very fact that this is a narcissist gives the publication a great deal of credibility. Of course, not all narcissists will necessarily be drug users. There are many among drug users who are not narcissists. Similarly, cheating is common in the behavior of narcissists, but non-narcissists can cheat as well. A number of behavioral patterns need to be analyzed over a long period of time in order to make a diagnosis. However, narcissists are indeed more likely to exhibit these behaviors. So the published information states the following. So on Easter Monday, I met up with an old friend, writes Anonymous. Because of her job, she's pretty famous, but that doesn't matter to me, honestly. But because of her work, she has acquaintances, contacts, and colleagues in different spheres and industries. So here's what I heard. Doria and Prince Harry don't get along at all. Not at all. Pause for a moment. This is hardly a surprise to anyone. Why not? Well, Doria, as a narcissist, needs to control Harry, and some of his actions pose a threat to her control. For example, if he refuses to do what she wants, it threatens her control. And the type of narcissist that Doria is likely to respond with verbal aggression towards him. She may also use triangulation against Harry by threatening to tell the prince's consort what he did or didn't do, or by complaining to her about Harry. Remember, Harry is in a state of long-term devaluation, and his spouse only communicates with his mother periodically. So she is more likely to be positive toward her mother and negative toward her husband. So if Doria complains to her daughter about Harry, it is very likely that the prince's spouse will side with her mother. To some, this will seem surprising. After all, it is logical to assume that she will support her spouse. But the fact is that Harry is almost always put in a negative light. Not always, but very often. Her mother, on the other hand, less often. Since her interactions with her are sporadic, she is less likely to see her mother in a black light, and is more likely to believe what her mother says in order to assert control over her in this way. And then assert control over Harry by saying, "What have you done again? How dare you upset my mom?" etc. Thus, Doria Ragland's narcissism allows her to use her daughter against Harry, which she probably does on a regular basis. The post goes on to say that Doria and the prince's consort are horrible and just plain abusive to him. My friend knows one of their close friends who is also very shocked by Harry's behavior and very angry with him. But Doria and the prince's consort know that they should leave no visible trace. However, they are not stupid and cleverly gathered evidence of his aggressiveness and attacks back. Harry's drunken spouse talks too much. Of course, it's no surprise to learn that they both treat him horribly and abusively. After all, both are narcissists, which means they will employ devaluing behavior towards him. Harry, being a strong narcissist, is the only one who sees the real Harry. So there are situations, especially when he is subjected to multiple devaluations, where his strong narcissistic traits of pride, anger, and tendency to argue cause him to fight back. And in cases like this, it tended to be used against himself. "Why are you being so rude to me, Harry? Why are you so threatening to me? You're in trouble. You're back on drugs, aren't you?" Narcissus blurts out his guilt at the situation. The movie starts in the middle for him. Harry is only reacting to the way he is being treated, to the manipulation by Doria and his spouse. However, when it comes to putting him in his place and eliminating the threat to control when he fights back, he is told that he is the instigator, that he is the provocateur and the problem in the situation, and then he is portrayed as a difficult person. "I don't know what to do. I don't want to be called that." There is no doubt that Doria and the prince's wife repeatedly filmed Harry when he went into a rage, possibly threatening them, most likely while under the influence of alcohol and drugs. This was done to assert control over him. But later, when narcissism dictates the need for even more control, these past events are brought to light. Remember, the type of narcissist that the prince's consort and Doria are not the type of people who purposely provoke Harry and then film the whole thing. Rather, when he starts to lose his temper, they record it to neutralize the threat of control in the moment. These recordings stay with them, and later, when he threatens their sense of control again, narcissism tells them, "We need to eliminate this threat to control. What do we have in our arsenal? We have a recording of his rage attack a couple months ago. Let's use that against him." So it's no surprise that if this data is true, they're abusing it and engaging in these behaviors. Remember the footage and photos that will inevitably appear in the Netflix documentary, Doria filmed them. So she's probably carrying around a camera on her phone or video device at all times to capture all these bits of information. I believe they have a significant amount of material that, with the right editing, could portray Harry as a troubled person. However, there are other revelations. The information says that Doria acts like it's her home in Montecito, displaying a sense of her own exceptionalism, ignoring boundaries, and is a petty dictator who thrives on drugs. My friend heard that Doria has purposely addicted Harry to psychedelics, and she is the reason he is so addicted to drugs. The prince's consort, on the other hand, only uses cocaine, marijuana, etc. Again, I leave it to you to judge how reliable this information is. We do know that Harry has admitted to using drugs. We also know from other sources that Doria was on drugs, so it is hardly surprising if she continues to do so and provides Harry with ready access to psychedelics and other drugs. Not only does this affect Harry's day-to-day abilities, undermining his already limited ability to think and remember soberly. Remember, he's not the smartest person to begin with. When you add to that the manipulation and emotional pressure, as well as the influence of drugs, his ability to find a way out of the situation is severely compromised. Moreover, it creates further evidence that he is incapable of being a parent and partner, which can be used against him in future divorce and child custody litigation. You can rest assured that such information will be used against him. It also demonstrates the hypocrisy of Prince's spouse positioning herself as a good mother. If she is indeed a current drug user, then her mother's influence is having a negative impact on Prince Harry. But as a narcissist, she doesn't care. She is driven, as any narcissist is, by the pursuit of base goals. Again, she doesn't realize what's happening. To her, Harry is the problem, so she is harming him. In addition, she will act in such a way to earn her daughter's approval. She sees that Harry has effectively exhausted his usefulness and her daughter is the one with the money, power, and influence. Being motivated by these factors as well, Doria is likely ingratiating herself to her daughter, trying to help her and regularly portraying Prince Harry in an unfavorable light in order to earn her daughter's approval and thus gain access to the aforementioned resources. This creates a terrible situation for Harry. Although he is not initially brilliant in intelligence, he is attacked by his own emotions, and if the information is correct, by constant exposure to drugs. He finds himself caught in a vice, Doria on the left, his spouse on the right, and him in the middle, and he doesn't know what to do. Dear friends, in conclusion, I would like to thank you for your attention to my material and wish you a happy new year 2024. May it bring a lot of joyful events, interesting meetings, and bright impressions. Be healthy, loved, and successful. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel to not miss the latest and most relevant news. A lot of interesting things are ahead of us.